On this week's show, we've got an amazing ex-teacher all the way from Dubai, and he moved here to follow his dream in business and in property, and now he's a successful property entrepreneur, running a very successful deal sourcing business, and just last month made over £27,000 in doing so. Stay tuned and find out exactly how he done that. On today's show, we've been joined by the one and only Ashley Toft. Let me tell you something, he's a former teacher, teaching in London, then Dubai, and he left Dubai to come back here and follow his dreams in business and in property. Today, he's making over £27,000 from property sourcing, and he did that just last month. And he's here today to share with you guys his story of how he's done that. So Ash, why don't you take a minute, introduce yourself, tell them who you are, tell them what you do, and tell them why you're here.
So hey, my name's Ashley Toft, as Alistair said. I've been in the deal sourcing business now for about 15 to 17 months, and used to be teaching in Dubai. Really got tired of not having the freedom and not having the freedom to go and do what I wanted to do. So I wanted to start my own business. I found Alistair online and met him at a training event, That's all started from there.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
Well, talk to me about where you're from originally.
I'm from Manchester originally.
Manchester originally. You've been a teacher for how many years? I know you're not a teacher anymore, but you were a teacher for how many years?
I was teaching about 3 or 4 years, yeah.
3-4 years, and that took you quite far, really. Like in the sense of, where did you teach and what was that like?
So once I left uni, I started teaching in London.
Yeah.
I was teaching in Northwest London. It's a great place, great job. Loved being around the kids and in the environment, but the freedom really just, I felt like I was constricted with what I could do and what I could teach and kind of where I was going with it.
Awesome. All right. How did you end up in Dubai?
So I ended up, funny story, I ended up meeting a girl in London. Okay. I ended up following her over there.
Right.
We taught in Dubai and Abu Dhabi together.
Right.
And then we kind of just we got bored of it. It wasn't the same. The environment isn't the same in the UK.
What's different about it? Obviously, a lot of people go to Dubai because they see the lifestyle. They see that people posting on Instagram about how great things are out there. So you all go out there thinking, hey, this is going to be the life, isn't it? Work a couple hours a day, sit by the beach, enjoy the sun, all this tax-free money. Was that reality?
Yes and no. So obviously the tax-free salary is great, and you can do some great things. Like, for example, I really enjoyed going to Abu Dhabi Golf Club. I spent a lot of time there. But when you're actually in work, it's very different. So the thing about Dubai and Abu Dhabi and things like that, it's very fake. It's very social media-y. Yeah, if that makes sense. What you see on social media isn't the same as what you see in real life. Most people who are posting on social media from the UAE, they're not as happy as they make it out to be.
Yeah, I can completely see that. I see so many people banging on about social media about the Dubai lifestyle. They go out to Dubai for a weekend and they think they've made it. It's so fake. Like, you go to Dubai beaches, it's only 6 inches deep. Like, it's not even that deep, it's all fake. The whole place is fake. I don't actually, for no other reason apart from it's essentially fake. In my opinion, you'll disagree, that's fine, I don't care. My opinion is, I think it's fake. And I think the only people that go out there are people that are trying to pretend to be rich. You see it. You see people that are broke, have got nothing, they ain't got a pot to piss in. Suddenly they're stood in front of the Burj Al whatever it's called.
Yeah, Burj Khalifa,
Burj Khalifa, whatever, and they're making out they're living their lifestyle. It's absolute rubbish. And what happens is the younger generation see that and they think, oh, I want that lifestyle. But it's a fake lifestyle, and I can't be doing with that. So you're in Dubai, you went out there because you wanted to, enjoy the sun, go golfing. What brought you back? Why did you come back from Dubai to cold, miserable Liverpool? So
the original plan was to go over there, and obviously with tax-free salary, we were going to buy like a buy-to-let every year, come back with, stay over there for like a decade, come back with a nice portfolio, earning basically what I'd be earning in teaching.
Yep.
So the idea was to keep teaching with that little portfolio, bringing in the money, and I'd be teaching because I wanted to teach, and I'd be teaching comfortably, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you're teaching because you want to teach, not because you have to teach. So that's your 10-year plan, but that only lasted 3 years.
Yeah. So basically, what happened is I then started seeing videos on YouTube and seeing like things from your training of how you can make a lot more money in different avenues. Yeah. So I was like, right, that sounds so much better. I'm gonna have the freedom that I want.
Is that why deal sourcing appealed to you? Because the income that you can generate.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see that from last month. Last month I made 27.1k. Yeah. When I was teaching in London, for example, and similar to Dubai, but there's taxes in London. But I made in a month what I would make in a year in the UK.
So you made £27,000 just last month, and that's income. That's not tax. That's not tax-free profit. That's income. So you've still got taxes and cost expenses, but generally you still turned £27,000.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a matter of like, how long you've been doing deal sourcing now?
It's about 15 months or so.
15 months. I trained you, I helped you, I guided you, you come through my training. We've been working together very closely. I mean, you had training from other providers as well. But then you joined my business academy.
And that's where it started to blow up.
All right, talk to me about that then.
So in the last, we're in April now, aren't we? So in the last 4 months.
So you joined, you were one of the original members to join the business academy, and I can't remember when you joined. I can't remember if it was January Tell the World or the November Tell the World.
I think it was in November because we had to wait a little bit for the courses to start.
Right, okay, so it was the one before, it was one towards the end of last year. So you joined the academy at that program, and then you had to wait till January the 1st for the actual academy to officially start. So we've been working together for, although I've known you since you moved back, we've been working together very closely since that sort of time. So what's been going on in the business since then?
Yeah, so to date now, so it's been just over 3 months, so 4 and a little bit.
Yeah.
And we've made 57k this year.
So from January this year to today, you've made £57,000.
57,000, yeah.
So turned over £57,000 in 3 months. My academy doesn't cost £57,000.
No.
It's less than 15% of that.
Yeah.
Right? And the reality is, that's a massive return on investment.
Yeah, 100% is.
And that's only three and a bit months.
Yeah.
Right? So come on, like, you've done other training, and I don't want no names mentioned because it's not fair because they're not here to sort of defend themselves or whatever, but what differentiates my training to the other training you've been through?
I would say it's just as a support. You're there every step of the way.
Yeah.
And also, you know, obviously with your 100% challenges, like 100% ROIs, things like that. And just, it's the know-how of business, not just the skill set of what to do. It's how to then handle the business, how to handle the clients and things like that. It's the ethics and the integrity that comes with it.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, that's from you. That's your words, not mine. Good job. Like, that's amazing. That's great. Okay, so you come back. We teach you property. You learn all the skills. You're running it. You're doing all right. So last year, forget this year, 2021. How much money did you make from deal sourcing? So you come back middle of 2021. How much did you make in deal sourcing in 2021?
So we came back just at the start of 2021.
Okay.
So we had the whole 2021, but we made about, it was like 70 to 80k.
70 to 80k in the whole year.
Yeah.
And then the first 3 months of this year, you've done 57.
Yep.
So you've already pretty much 80% of the way to the whole turnover of last year.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, great. So that's a great effort. You can see a massive increase there. All right, so this year you've done £57,000 in turnover, okay? Obviously, for a minute, because I want, for you guys that don't know that are watching this, deal sourcing is where you go out, you find a deal, you find a property investment, you then package it up, you then sell it, and you present it to an investor. They pay you a fee for that. And you've been doing that pretty successfully. Who taught you that?
You.
Okay, and who showed you how to find investors?
You.
Okay, cool. Right, I just wanted to find out that. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to find that out. And you're making all this money, so happy days. What's been your biggest learning?
Oh, biggest learning. The biggest learning is as you grow and you have more time on your hands.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you need to be more. You need to, you schedule your time more. You need to plan around yourself a little bit more. Because I was coming from that employee mindset.
Yeah.
Then the biggest change was coming from the employee to the employer mindset.
Yeah.
systemizing what you're doing, making sure that your income generating tasks are being done.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pretend I'm perfect at it right now. It's still a learning curve, but it's definitely been the biggest challenge along the way.
The interesting thing, right, and we've done a lot of work, myself and you, not just on our technical aspect of when I say technical, I mean this is how to do it. I mean also, I want to talk about things like, it's been a whole journey for you on a personal side as well. Like, to go from that mindset shift of corporate job, teaching job, business, and into a business mindset, it's a very big change. How did you cope with that from a mental and emotional point of view?
So it comes in stages. So when I first moved over, I was really passionate, and I mean I still am now, but I was very almost obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And it was 24/7 for the first 4, 5, 6 months.
Yeah, 100%.
Until you put in that time, it doesn't really die down.
Yeah.
So at first it was fine, because when I'm obsessed with something, I'm obsessed with something.
Yeah.
After that, when I started to have a little bit more free time, and you could kind of, it's tempting to come off the gas a little bit.
Well, you did.
Yeah, exactly.
You did multiple times, and what happened was you like were making all this money, turning over all this money, which is great. So you're making more money now a month than you've ever made before, and then it's very easy to not drop the ball, but it's very easy to take your foot off the gas and to chill out, relax.
Yeah, there's no one there to be accountable for you.
That's the thing, isn't it?
There's no manager who's going to say that you not make your targets.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is another reason why the business kind of is very helpful, because you've got those accountability sheets and things like that that keep me on it, and I know if I'm doing better or worse than last month.
Yeah, because you've got to keep yourself... This is the thing with business, right? You've got to keep yourself really to a high level of account, because there's nobody else going to do that for you.
Yeah.
And this is why I always advocate getting a good quality mentor. Getting somebody who can mentor you and guide you and coach you to keeping yourself accountable.
Yeah.
And we've had some pretty... We've got to know each other quite well. You've attended most of my programs. You've attended Tell the World at least...
I think the next one will be my third one, yeah.
So you've done it twice already. How did you find Tell the World?
Tell the World's an interesting one. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
Without spoiling it for
those that don't know, Tell the World is my signature 4-day training program, and it's where I teach the 5 pillars of business success, and that is sales, marketing, the presentation side of things, you, and the business behind the business. And it's a 4-day intensive personal development business training event, and it is absolutely out of this world. You've done it once, then you said no, I want to do it again, and now you're going to do it again. You're a glutton for punishment, you really are. What happened for you at Tell the World? Because I know you come back because you didn't. You done it one time. Why did you come back?
Things.
Right,
so basically, what it was in the first one, I had like my past and my childhood that I wanted to try and tackle.
Yeah.
And really, the way I see Tell the World is like it's almost like you cut yourself open.
Right.
Everything falls out, and then you can kind of choose what you want to keep.
Fine.
Like, that's one way, but I know it sounds brutal, but
brutal.
When you go there, you'll get it. And then the second time, I wanted to tackle more my mindset.
Okay.
Obviously, as we've got to know each other, you've understood that sometimes get a little bit paranoid and
a little bit.
Yeah. I can read into things and be a massive overthinker.
Look, so talk to me about this overthinking, right? Because this overthinking's like is costs you a lot. From a personal point of view, not just now, not just recently, in your past as well, and with friendships, with relationships, with missed opportunities. Talk to me about that. What this overthinking? What is it? Because there'll be people that are watching this that are overthinking whether or not they should take that leap and get involved in business. So what's overthinking cost you?
So from a personal point of view, it can cost relationships, like friendships and things like that, because you're not present. If you're overthinking what's going on or what could happen or what might happen, you're not present and you're not in the moment, so it means you're not listening and you're not showing your love properly. So by overthinking and being paranoid about what the other person might be thinking or saying or what they mean, you're just not present.
So one of the things with overthinking, you mentioned it there, you have to be certain of what's coming, right? So Tony Robbins says that if you need certainty in your life, you'll never be successful.
Absolutely.
Because you're never going to get certainty. Because you're when I asked you to join the business academy, when I said, look, actually join the business academy, you weren't certain it was going to work because you've been scarred by previous training companies. Like you've had not multiple, you've done many training companies, like you've been involved with many training companies, not just one, many training companies, and you've got a bit of a negative assumption with training companies because there's good and there's bad, like in every business. And I'm not saying that, I'm just going by what you've told me in the sense of that you didn't feel you got what you entered into, not from anyone in particular, but so you've got an assumption that all training companies are like that.
Yeah, when I was first, obviously because I found out what you were planning to do a little bit before it happened.
Yeah.
So, that overthinking came in. So I was like, oh, is it going to be the same thing? Is it going to be, what am I actually going to get from it? Like,
yeah, I mean, you've done training companies. You've been involved in training companies for several years. It's not just the recent stuff. So, like a couple of years back and recently. And so when I said to you, like, come and join the Business Academy because I think you'll be an asset to it. Like instantly, you've got that. I need certainty it's going to work. I can't give you certainty it's going to work.
Exactly.
I can give you certainty on one thing. I'll deliver what I say I'm going to deliver. And so far, have you been happy with what I've offered?
It's been ridiculously you've overachieved ridiculously. Like the events that I've been to so far have been amazing. The return on investment has obviously been almost fivefold.
You've already made it.
It's ridiculous.
I could literally do nothing for the rest of the year, and you can't complain because he's just said it on camera. He's already made 5 times his investment on what he paid me for my training. So that if you're watching this and you're saying, well, why should I go and work with Alistair? I'll tell you why. Because you could be like him. You could say to yourself, look, I need that certainty, or I don't want to do it because I've been involved with other companies, or I've done this, or I've done that. You've got a bad association with training. Or you could just say, do you know what? I'm going to give it everything I've got. And you in a matter of 3 months could be making 5 times your investment as well. And the thing is, sometimes I speak to people about like joining the training, and they're like, well, does it cost money? I'm like, of course it costs money because I run a business and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm pretty successful at what I do. And my students are also pretty successful. So of course I'm going to charge for that. And they're like, oh, I can't believe you're charging for training. I'm like, well, don't pay. It's that simple. I've just got a message literally an hour ago from somebody who wants to join my training, and he's disgusted by the fact that we charge for it. He said, you should be doing that for free. Why? Why should I give that away for free? Now, if I'd given it to you for free, I guarantee you wouldn't have got the results.
Yeah, not a chance, because I think I wouldn't have, going back to accountability, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have respected your time, because but if you charge for free, then you're saying that your time isn't worth anything.
Yeah.
So if you charge, what you charge, you're saying my time's valuable, and when you go to the event and when you have the one-to-ones, you're respecting your time.
Yeah.
And obviously, and in turn we do.
The thing is, the people that want everything for free, they're freeloaders. They'll be wanting everything for free for the rest of their life, and that's why they'll always be broke, because they value their time as free. And one of my mentors says to me, don't ever treat your customers like they're broke. Don't ever treat them like they're freeloaders or like they're broke. So when somebody says to you, I want to work with you for free, you need to say to them, thank you very much, we're never going to work together, move on. And move on with your life. Because the reality is, if they don't value me, they don't value themselves, and they'll never get results. You have to pay attention.
Yeah.
You paid to pay attention, right? And at the end of the day, you did, and I got no problem taking money off you. No problem.
I feel like I'm your easiest sale.
No problem at all. Do you know why? Because I know what I deliver. And you're a case in point.
100%.
3 months into my training, you've made 5x your investment.
It's been a big lesson. What you're talking about there has been a big lesson for me as well, like when I'm choosing who I work with.
Yeah.
Because when I first started out, I tried to work with everyone, no matter what.
Yeah.
And after doing some of your training and talking to you and having one-to-ones, that's when I started to pick my clients more. I had a system for picking them, and I wanted to make sure that they were I was qualifying them, essentially.
I teach deal sourcing, and I have done for some time now. And one of the things I teach all the time is to train your investor.
Yeah.
So train your client, because they have to work to your terms and conditions, not their terms and conditions. And I was speaking to one of my Business Academy members yesterday, and he's got a big client on the hook for a large amount of business. And what's happening is this big client is doing what a lot of people do. They say, oh, I've got access to millions of pounds and I'm looking to buy millions of pounds worth of deals. And to me, it's blah, 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 blah. I hear it every single day. Show me the money. I'm not interested until you show me the money. And people say, well, they've said this. I'm like, I couldn't give a monkeys. Show me the money. Simple as that. Right? So what I said to my business card member, I said, look, go back to him and say, no problem, you'll find him a deal, you'll do what he's asked, but he's got to pay you something up front.
Yep.
Because until he pays you something up front, he's not got any skin in the game. So he did go to this person and say, look, I'll do that, but I want you to pay me a little bit up front. Not all of it, just a little bit. And the guy's come back and said, no, because we're working with lots of deal sourcers. So I'm like, mate, why would you go out and specifically look for them when you know they're speaking to 20, 30, 40 other deal sourcers?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
want the cake and eat it. You can't have it. So I've told them to go back to them and say, okay, that's great. Keep a lookout for the emails. If you like anything, then you can have them. If not, I'm not going to look specifically for you. And I love the fact that you qualify and train your investors.
Yeah, and some of the best clients we work with are the clients who pay more and they pay up front. It's the people who are willing to value your time. Right.
You made a very good point there. Sorry to cut you off, right? Let me tell you something. Watching this, if you're in business, the biggest problems in your customers will be from the cheapest customers. Guarantee it.
Yep, no, 100%. But yeah, our best clients have been people who pay up front and they're not asking questions every single step away along the way. I'm fine with that, but it's the ones who trust you and they pay you and they value your time.
Yeah.
You're going to have no issues with them because the trust is there.
One of the things I've found with deal sourcing in particular is I don't like selling to new investors because they need way too much help, hand-holding, support. Why would I bother when I can just sell to somebody that's got a few properties and knows what they're doing? Again, it's what I said a minute ago. Your biggest problems will always come from your less experienced and your cheapest customers. The people that are always wanting discount, the people that are always wanting things for free, they'll be the ones that cause you the problems. They'll also be the ones that go online and slag you off and slate you. True.
100%.
True, right? And that's ridiculous, and I don't like that, okay? So I pick my clients a lot, and even my training academy, I don't care if you've got the money. If you don't fit what I do, we're never going to work together. So when I take people onto the academy, I literally do sit with them, have a phone call with them, or I sit with them, and we discuss, what are your expectations? What do you want from this? What do you need from this? And how can I serve you? This is what I can offer you. If you like that, and if you can agree to these terms and conditions, then I can do business with you. But when they start saying, well, what are you going to do for me? Or what can you guarantee me? They're not my ideal customer.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And
I
I'm like,
a big
okay.
part of it. Sorry,
No.
A big part of it is knowing what you're going in to get for yourself, and like you have to be accountable for that. If you're coming in not having a clue, then you're going to get nowhere because you have no vision, you've got no target.
It's that, but it's also the expectation of like one thing. I run a training business, okay? It's obvious. I run a training business, okay, and I'm very successful at it. I'm currently working with 45 academy members, and guess what? They're all doing really well. Some of them are making more money than the others, but as a whole, you're hearing everything, every single day, every single week, success after success after success. Just last week, you made £4,500, £5,000. Me, you and Matt were together. You two made £11,000 that day. Okay, you're all making money, but if you didn't fit that criteria of coming to work with me with the right mindset, the right drive, the right ambition, but most importantly the right expectations, you wouldn't be working with me.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I don't need to work with every single person. I only want to work with your ideal client, my ideal client, and you fit that bill perfectly. So have I told you about the
Academy 2.0?
Academy 2.0. Okay, I'm kidding. All right. So very successful in deal sourcing. What's been your biggest stumbling block, your biggest hurdle you've had to get over when it comes to deal sourcing?
I think really getting around the change in refurb prices and things like that. But that's happened
the
after
cost,
COVID.
the increased costs.
I used to be able to walk around and kind of just get it nail on the head with a lot of the smaller properties and some of the smaller HMOs.
Yeah.
But when the refurb just started going through the roof, that's when it started to become a little bit more difficult. And especially when you've already expecting one price and it's going through and you get something else at the end, it's like, oof. That was a bit of a curveball.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, and if you had to advise anybody watching this who are looking to do deal sourcing, who are looking to learn, who are looking to get involved in the business, what would that be? Because you've obviously been there and done it for the last 18 months. What would it be?
A bit of a brutal one. It's not as easy as everyone makes it out to be. It's a full-time job. You're going to be putting a lot of hours in, especially at the start. Those hours might fall off later on, but at the start it's an 80-hour, 90-hour week.
It is 100%.
And there's no getting around that. You've just got to put the work in.
The great thing is, I've never stood there and said this is easy. Never, not once. Not once have you heard me say this is easy. It's the task is simple. But most people will fail at deal sourcing because they aren't prepared to put in the work.
Yeah.
Most people will fail at deal sourcing because they've attended a free event somewhere and they've said, "Oh, just go on Rightmove and find a Rightmove link," and then you don't even have to view it. Get somebody else to view it, and then
that's the thing,
sell it for
everyone gets
£2,000.
a bad reputation.
And what it does, it ruins the reputation for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
The reality is this: if you're going to do deal sourcing and you're going to do it successfully and build a good reputation, somebody that you know and trust is going to have to view them properties. Somebody that you know and trust is going to have to be able to find good deals. And going on to Rightmove and finding a deal at 80 grand and then you buying it at 80 grand and then charging a £4,000 fee, that's not deal sourcing. Deal sourcing is where you go and find a deal, you negotiate it, you negotiate the price, you then add value to it, you package it up, you present it to an investor that wants to buy that, then they pay you for your time. But you've got to have saved them money or added value to the property.
Yeah, money, time, yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, what's happening is, like, look, I've just got a message 10 minutes ago from somebody, right, who's claiming all over social media that they're running a really successful deal sourcing business and they're training other people to do deal sourcing. I've just got a message 10 minutes ago from him asking if he can access my investors because he's struggling to sell deals. But all over social media, he's going on about how it's easy and anyone can do it. And you've got pictures of him in a training room teaching people and guiding people, making out he's like a big authority in this figure. I've got messages from this person saying, "Can I sell to your list because we're struggling to sell deals?" It's barbaric, okay? You've been doing really well in deal sourcing. You've been kicking butt. What's next for you?
So the target for this year was to get to 6 figures, and I think we're gonna kind of blow that out of the water.
Yeah.
So
my target for you, because you joined my business academy, the target for the business academy is to help you create and run and scale your 6-figure business.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We should be, we're halfway through the year. We should be pretty close to that. But the goal from there is just to start buying and scaling. Buying properties. And
stick with your deal sourcing business. What are you going to do? Are you going to systemize it?
Yeah. Eventually, I'm going to basically get the business systemized.
So you can step back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to step back and I want to start moving forward.
And that's where we're helping you with that massively.
Yeah, exactly. I've always wanted to go back into, not the education system, but I wanted to go back into helping children, either from like damaged families or broken homes and things like that. I'm not in a position to do it at the moment, but that is where I want to be end goal. And I want to be using deal sourcing as well as eventually, a couple of years down the line, mentorship down the line as well.
Yep. Cool. Great job. All right. Okay. And then after that, you're going to be buying some more houses, doing what you can do, kicking butt. It's just amazing. Like, leave Dubai, come back, making £50,000-60,000 in a matter of months. Like, you're a walking testimonial from my training. You really are. And it's an honour to have you on the show, but also have you as one of my success students. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future. It really is. It really is. So, one piece of advice for anybody watching this, what would it be?
Have a specific target for what you want to do, and just be relentless at it. When you first start off, just action. One of the biggest things that people miss out is just actually taking action. They have, like, when people make a decision, it's more like a wish.
Yeah.
They go, I want to be successful. It's like, right, no, you need to know exactly how much you want to make, how you're going to do it, and then just take action.
Yeah.
It's all about action.
Awesome. Sick. All right. What's it like working with me?
Don't be honest or kind.
No, honest. Be honest, mate. Honest.
It can be brutal. A lot of it's fun, but it can be brutal. But it's brutal when you don't.
Tell them, because when you say nobody's ever said it's brutal. All right. I want to know what you mean by that, because we've had some pretty dark conversations. Like pretty. You guys, I'm direct at the best of times, but you've been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, multiple times.
Multiple times.
So, but to sum it up, like, if you do something and you don't do it to how you said you were going to do it, it doesn't line up with Al's values. So he'll be on you like a dog. And I think with you as well, you see the potential in a lot of people.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't see the potential being fulfilled, I think it irks you in a certain way. So you're just on it. So I think when I say it's brutal, I think that's what I mean. You're direct, you're honest, and you want the best for your students.
100%. And I am like a dog with a bone, because if I know you're capable of doing it and you're not doing it because you keep telling yourself this bullshit excuse, I'll be like a dog with a bone until I get it.
100%.
And I'll be relentless. And we've had, like I say, we've had some quite dark conversations about things like this, because sometimes you go like this. You go like that. 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down, then you're up, then you're down, then you're up, then you're down, then you're down, and you're down, then you're up, and it's just, and I'm like, mate, and I'm like, slap it out of you, like, sort yourself out for fuck's sake. Anyway, that's me, right? If you want to work with me, you know how to get in touch, okay? What would you say to anyone that's thinking of getting in touch to have a conversation about working together?
If you've got a belief in yourself, then just do it, because Alistair will facilitate that belief. If you're gonna buy the program and then just do absolute fuck all, then just ignore it.
Don't do it. I don't want your money.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do this and do nothing, save your money, spend it on whatever you want to spend it on, and stay as you are. Don't come to my training because you're not gonna like me, and I'm not gonna like you, and we're gonna fall out. And I'd rather not have a fallout. Okay. So if you're not gonna do anything, don't get in touch.
Yeah.
But if you want to be successful and you want to get to the 6 figures in 12 months or less, just like him, just like everyone else that you've seen on these shows, get in touch. It all starts at the Business Launchpad. The Business Launchpad is a live and virtual event, and you can get access to that by going right down below and clicking on the link right down below. These happen every couple of months, and they happen in London, Birmingham, Manchester, and you can come along and learn the 5 key pillars to success. I teach the 5 key pillars to success, and you can start your business and get on the road to 6 figures in the next 12 months or less. Listen, thanks very much for coming on board. Thank you very much for being a very good Academy member. I can't wait to see what happens with you over the next 12 months. If you guys want to get in touch with Ashley, you can. His details are below. Go and follow him. Make sure you connect with his source and business, because he's putting out great deals. His link is below. Go and do that right now. Follow him on social media. Love, share, like, spread the message. Keep tuning in. Next week we're going to have another amazing success student. Guys, my name's Alistair.
And I'm Ashley.
Next time. Peace out.